Sometimes I really do wish Jaden would just leave his ass though, so he could feel it. Cause she just be, she'd be enabling it.
No, I feel like even if Jaden left him, he's the type to not even sit with. Again, sure, you may feel it in moments, but enough to change you as a person when you can buy bitches. You feel me?
Just know I'm looking at you different. Just know I'm looking at
Why?
you. Because that would be you, right? That would be you. If you have money, if you have money, that's what you do. That's what you do.
Yo, you see how women are?
That's what
you see how women
you
are?
Bitch, you still got pussy. Get out of here.
Nah, you see how women are?
This the kind of beat to go. This the kind of beat to go. This the kind of beat to go. Rock, top, top.
Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I am your host, Tiana Locke, and this is my lovely co-host here with me.
Hello, hello. It's Jessie Strange in the building.
Jessie Strange. How you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm excited.
That's good.
Just recovering from a little bit of laryngitis, so yeah, my voice is a little off.
Yeah, me
what
too.
What about you?
Recovering too from a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Upper respiratory plus a lot of shit.
We messed up right now.
Right. But we here.
Rising through the ashes.
Right. Back better than ever. So today's going to be a very special topic because we are going to be covering the infamous, notorious Jaidyn Alexis and her little hubby, Blueface Baby. We know that they did an interview with Jason Lee, a 3-hour interview with Jason Lee at that. Certain clips surfaced the internet, all that jazz, a lot of stuff came out, a lot of tea. So, of course, we had to watch it and get what we got from it.
Yep.
And share our shit, talk our shit, because it's the Petty Headquarters.
Yep. We here. Now, it's not really a deep dive. It's more of just like listening to the podcast, giving our feedback and what we felt and the things we picked up on.
Right.
It's going to be fun.
Right. Okay, so obviously the internet is blowing up about Jaden and Blueface and all of the stuff.
It's kind of wild.
It is kind of wild, and everyone has their own speculations. But so they interviewed with Jason Lee, which was kind of like a big deal to me because what's going on here? Like, what's up with this picture? But they've been the talk, so of course Jason Lee bring them on the show. The immediate difference that I noticed, first looking at body language and looking at just physical appearance, they look classy. Even the gloves, I don't know what's up with that, but
yo, Blueface is like hiding his DNA or something.
Right.
His fingerprints.
So weird. It rings with the gloves. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I'm not feeling
with
that.
Was it? No, right. I'm like, okay, you look classy. You look suited up like y'all going to prom or some shit. Like, I guess. Jaden looked nice, though. She looked nice.
Yeah, you're a Jaden fan.
Oh, stop. Why? Okay, let's clear the air.
I've said this in another podcast, too.
Clear the air.
It's like one of the first episodes.
No, what is it with, because I don't have anything bad to say about somebody, I'm suddenly a fan?
No, because I don't have, honestly.
So why am I a fan and you're not a fan?
I'm not a fan. I mean, I don't know her like that.
Right.
And I feel like she's not really an internet personality. Now she's trying to take her music seriously, but she wasn't really like enough of an internet personality for me to like her and not like her. I just feel like even before she was more in the public eye, you were like fucking with her music and stuff like that.
I mean, it's only 2 songs I know. I only know
the first
Stewie and Barbie. Like, hello,
yo, you would get hype.
Motherfucker.
You get hype.
That's my shit.
You'd be
though.
like, I love you, love me. Yo, she was annoying.
I love it. It's only ugly bitches coming that ugly. Is you blind hoe?
All right.
I go sweet, but it's funny.
See?
But it's a bop.
Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
bop.
But I say it like because like they don't know, but you was doing it a lot. So, that's why I make fun of you, but like, it's nothing wrong with being a Jaden fan.
Okay, so I'm gonna clear the air right now. Even before she dropped her music, you were saying that I was a Jaden fan, but I feel like I'm one of those people where, again, I'm fair, and at the end of the day, if we're gonna look at the facts, she didn't even do nothing. She didn't even come on the internet. She didn't say nothing. She has not been on that. And because a lot of people are fans of Chrisean, they just immediately, because they're a fan, they hate her, even though technically she didn't do shit. This is all Blueface. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. Do people even know? I think most of our audience knows, or the people who are listening know who Jaden is. But just in case there are people who don't know, Blueface is a rapper. Jaden and Blueface were high school sweethearts. Yes. And she's been tolerating his bullshit
for years.
And
since they were 13.
Exactly. These pictures that were posted on Jason Lee's interview was really funny. They look crazy when they were younger. It was kind of funny. Yeah. And then Chrisean Rock was the third wheel at some point in that time being. But just to catch you guys up on people who may not know who they are.
Right.
But so now we can go back. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure. And this is one of those things where, I mean, we will be sharing receipts, but in terms of the interview, you're just gonna have to do your part and watch that interview, because that's out there for your public access.
For sure. And it's a 3-hour interview.
3-hour interview. So I'm sorry if we don't got clips of certain parts, but yep, that's up to you to go and watch it. It's out there for, it's at your disposal. So yes, with that being said, absolutely. Chrisean and Blueface, how they met on his show that he had on OnlyFans. There were some clips back in the day on YouTube, and then put it on OnlyFans because why the fuck not? And it was called the Blue Girls Club. Mm-hmm. And it was basically like Bad Girls Club, but with Blueface and stuff like that. And so she had premiered on that show, and it initially started off as business, but according to Blueface, it was business, mm-hmm. and then led to a whole relationship or whatever the situation was.
Yeah, you pretty much summed it up.
Right. So that's Chrisean and Blueface, if you guys didn't know. Jaden and Blueface, Jessie already explained that. High school sweethearts. And Jaden, when she was explaining their history to Jason Lee, she was saying how, like, I wasn't really out there like that. Like, I didn't have much friends. I just stood to myself. And that was her. And it just makes so much sense as to why Blueface likes her to begin with.
Really?
Because it does. It does. And the reason why I say this is because the same way she is now, she don't be in the internet like that. She stay home. She only been with one dude, mm-hmm. allegedly, because we don't know her business, but that's what she's telling people. And Blueface, she's only been with one dude. And that has continued. Even when Blueface did his dirt, she only been with one dude. Yeah. And even after she had left him, I'm moving a little fast here, y'all. Moving fast here.
I'm excited to talk.
Moving a little fast here, but I'll go back to that point. But I'm just explaining her track record and her personality. It looks like she was the quiet girl in high school, and it seems like even to this day she's still like that. She doesn't really go on the internet to talk shit. Doesn't care. She just sticks by her man.
I don't know. I kind of didn't get all that because, I mean, I do agree with most of what you said. Mm-hmm. I don't think she was quiet in high school. I think that she's just not into I don't think she's quiet at all. Did you hear you know what I'm saying? When he describes what happened on the second day of shooting his show, that's not a quiet girl. She came and fought. So, you know what I'm saying? So
you can be quiet and still fight.
I don't think so. I don't think she doesn't come off as a quiet person.
There's a difference between being quiet and being like introverted and shy. You can be quiet and still be about that life.
Yeah, but she's like, I don't know. She doesn't give me quiet. She gives me, she does it. Hold on. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, she definitely doesn't give me quiet. She just gives me, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, she's not, that's what I was going to say. She gives me that she stays off the internet, doesn't really like to put the drama, and she's more self-aware and spiritually aware mm-hmm. than honestly the parties that have been involved in the situationship, even her man.
Right.
I feel like she's the most spiritually aware, and I gotta say that seeing the interview, one thing I really took was like, wow. And even Jason said it. He's like, I like, you're a likable person.
Yeah, she is a likable person.
She's very mature. And you can see, like, in my opinion, you can see the clear trauma in a lot of her upbringing. Because one thing I noticed was that she talks about coming from a family of only women because her father's been in and out of jail.
Yeah, that was the main thing I noticed.
Yes. And so when she was describing how Blueface, because Jason asked her a good question and said, you know, what part do you think you played in it? Like, how heavy of a part do you think you played or something like that for allowing Blueface to dibble and dabble the way he did.
Right.
And she didn't really understand where the root of it was because she didn't even know how to answer it.
Right.
And Jason Lee did a good job at like steering her towards the direction. But I think that the way she describes dealing with her emotions and how she's never going to show weakness, even though she's, you know, behind the scenes crying. The thing with the how Blueface Blueface was caught by Jaden getting head from Krishan the day before their gender reveal at her house.
She had went to prepare for the gender reveal party, and they had discussed this on the Jason Lee show, by the way.
Yeah, so she had dealt with it, and the way she described dealing with her feelings was that she's used to seeing women in her life just taking on the superwoman responsibility.
Yep.
And so that is what she is also like, because that's the only thing you've looked up to your whole life.
Which is why there's this sense of like deep longing for
a family. Correct.
And for stability and security.
Which plays a part, because one of the stability is the word, because one thing Blueface is, he is stability.
Right.
You know, he has money. He will take care of you.
Right.
And yeah, he may dibble and dabble, but he will always be there for you.
Right.
And I feel like having those two combined makes that situation and makes her situation, because in her, she, like I said, for someone who's allowed this toxic relationship to go on as long as I was surprised at the spiritual awareness that I got from her. I'm like, yo, this girl's smart.
No, yeah.
She's aware.
And that's the thing. I've been knew that about Jaden. I've been knew she was smart and she knows what's going on. Like, you're not dumb. You know what's going on. And that was another thing that she had mentioned too. Like, you can hear it even when she's talking to Jason. The money, the stability, the security for her, you know, and also that's the father of her children.
And she doesn't want what she had, a missing, absent father.
Right, exactly. And she doesn't want a destructive family, and like she wants to raise her kid. Like she said, she's about the Christmas pictures, she's about the holidays, and she's like, do your own shit, but at least be there for when I want to do those things with the holidays, with the parties, with the pajama pictures for Christmas and stuff like that. Like, she really is just like a mother,
and
like she's family oriented,
and she's a mother to Blueface, because the whole show. Okay, I'm lying. I didn't watch. I watched like an hour and 45 minutes. No,
but even the whole show, time she is like that.
She, like, you can tell he's very immature, and she's like, stop it. Behave yourself, basically. Obviously, she's not saying that verbatim, but like the
body language and like what's being said, and for sure. So yeah, clearly there is a lot of wanting and longing for family, which is why she sticks around, which is why she puts up with it. And of course, you know, the toxic dick that they talked about too in the interview, like, which is a thing. It's a thing.
Is it?
I feel like with anyone toxic, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I want to talk about this real quick.
It's a thing.
Look. I guess I'm gay, clearly, right? But like, I can never.
It doesn't matter. I feel like toxic gay bitches too. It's a thing.
But to say like the P word is so good that it allows all this. Like, you know, I just think it's a little bit.
But that happened to you before.
Yeah, but notice. Whoa, hold on. That's funny. Yo, you was ready to say that. You was hyped to say that. That's crazy. Wow. Yo, you didn't even waste no time. All right, hold up. After she stole money from me, That stopped. Okay, there's a line that gotta get crossed. There's a line that's gotta get crossed. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there was.
But you went back after that, though.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about? No, I didn't. You took this shit. I did not.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying to prove your point. Like, whether it's dick or pussy, like, once it's toxic, bitches is going back.
I just feel like
everybody's going back once it's toxic.
I feel like Jaden and Krishan, like, okay, I'm not saying that Blueface isn't like good in bed. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is they be dramatic as hell, and I feel like they do it to just stroke his ego because he loves to hear that.
I do personally believe that he really is good in bed, though. I do personally believe that.
I think they be dragging.
Nah, I don't think they be dragging it because it's really, that's a thing.
Is dick really that good though to do, like, to really blind you like that, like for real?
But the pussy blinded you. So what are you saying?
To a point. They don't have. But
you know what? You are self-aware of that though.
Jaden's self-aware. She's pretty self-aware.
But also, she's still coming from a background where, again, you're a product of your environment. Right. So let's keep that in mind.
But that's not what we're not talking. We're saying. No, that's what I'm talking about. We're not talking about all the other factors. We're talking about simply, is his game really that strong to stand on its own without all the other trauma? Absolutely not. There's no way someone is like, okay,
but there is such thing as amazing all the time. I feel like this happens to people that they be fucking with dudes that have no money, literally acting like this, going back because of that. And you know this happens with bitch. You know this happens with bitches too, girl. Like, I don't know why you're trying to paint the narrative.
No, I'm not trying to paint the narrative. I'm just saying it because I can't understand the dick portion of it.
But you can understand the pussy portion of it. So it's like, think that way.
But there was, that's why I said, I was like, well, I guess that's why I caught myself in that. All right. But what I'm saying is that I think it's dramatic. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying
there's mad bitches that went back to you for that though.
No, you just want to talk shit now. She's talking shit now.
No, I'm not.
No. She's talking
I feel
shit.
Like no, because I feel like there
shit.
were
all right.
You. But this happened with you and other girls. Like, other girls went back to you for that though. No. Okay then.
Yeah, but there were boundaries. There was lines crossed.
Look how many times bitches was stupid though.
Yeah, but then once the line crossed for a certain, they did this for 2.5 years. You telling like there was no way you know what I'm saying? Like I just
right, but I feel like okay, so you think the situation would be different if you were like rich?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. 100% it would be different. It has to do with more than just that. His status, his ability to put them on. Like all the good things that come with being with him, even though he's a shitty person, like, you know, treats women shitty. He is going, like, it's more than just the dick game. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, there's no way you can be the best in the world. I just feel like
the only reason why I kind of disagree is because I see bitches.
Because you've done that?
No,
you've been victim
I've never been victim to the point where it gotten that bad. But I feel like I've seen other women literally are victim to that, and will go back, and then it broke.
But that comes from trauma, not from the dick game.
Jaden has trauma.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I was saying too.
But they're hyping him. That's why I said take all that away, and all you have is the dick. There is no reason, like, it's not that. There's no way. It's like, I just feel like they say it to keep their man happy. Small little assessment there.
So me personally, when this is us talking about Jaden's character and like how we perceive her and the interview overall. So I feel like Jaden is honestly, if we're keeping it a bug, Jaden is like the type of woman that every ain't shit nigga wants to have. Like, she is the blueprint because that's what they want. They want someone that they took their virginity, because Blueface took her virginity. They want someone that's just always going to be loyal to them, someone that they can help, someone that they could put on, someone that they can manipulate, someone that's just loyal to them, even when they do their dirty shit. And I was like, this is really what y'all men think about when you literally say you practically want your women to be like your mothers, because that's what Jaden is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, honestly, I don't really got nothing to say about it because I feel like that comes from trauma. So like, I don't know. I don't really got nothing to say about that.
Well, it looked like Jaidyn was hella hyped to be interviewed, though. I was gonna hold you. She looked like she was happy to be there because, again, she's not the type to be on the internet. She's not with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it looked like she was actually happy to be there and was excited to be interviewed by Jason. And it's interesting because she's never in the limelight like that.
Yeah. It was nice to hear her side of things. And
it was nice to hear her side of things. It was refreshing because I feel like people hate Jaidyn for literally no reason.
I agree.
Just because they're fans of Krishan.
I agree. I think that people hate her for absolutely no reason when really the problem, and Jason Lee says it too, is Blueface.
Right.
And it's very telling in the interview, even the things he chooses to say. However, I did enjoy seeing this side of him. You don't see that side of him when he's with Krishan. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to be those people that compare
no,
two
we're
women.
Gonna be honest.
No.
Listen,
hear me out. It's not about honesty. You cut me off. It's not about honesty. I don't want to be the type of people to push the narrative of bringing two women against each other, right? Like, obviously, we know they have issues in regards to, like, I don't like comparing, like, oh, because this one and this one. Like, at the end of the day, I don't like giving into that narrative. Oh, Jaidyn did this with music and Krishan didn't do as well. I feel like that's an unfair take because at the end of the day, the only reason why you guys are comparing these two women are because of one man.
Right.
So let's remind ourselves, like, you know, it's not really fair. Do they set themselves up for that? Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, but I'm saying I don't want to contribute to that conversation. However, you do see that Blueface talks about how he's more comfortable being himself around Jaidyn, and when he's around Krishan, he never knows when she's gonna throw something, and he's always on edge. And not for nothing, you know, we seen Crazy in Love. We seen you seen the interview with him and Krishan, a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different person.
Totally different.
First
of all, they're drunk, which is the biggest first indicator that you notice. They're completely intoxicated in that interview, like wasted. And also, during the Jaidyn Blueface with Jason Lee interview, during that segment, Jason did mention and asked Blueface, did you know that Krishan was pregnant when they did that interview last, when it was Blueface and Krishan with Jason Lee? And he said he don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. You know, Jason even asked if Krishan knew. No one knew nothing. Allegedly, no one knew anything. But when you look at that interview with Krishan and Blueface with Jason Lee, it's just constant take a shot. Krishan's telling Blueface to take a shot constantly.
Yeah.
She's grabbing the bottle. He's drunk. Like, you can tell he's drunk, high. Like, they're both just, it's a chaotic interview where I'm just like, wow, Jason Lee is really good as an interviewer and really professional, because he really was able to get like a good hour and 25 minutes
out of that
and was able to still ask these questions and even bring it back to the same question when Krishan did not want to answer the question. There was a point when Jason did ask Krishan, you know, why does Blueface feel like home to you? Because she said that he feels like home. And he asked her, what does home feel like? She couldn't answer the question. She really couldn't. And he kept asking her and then reiterated, because, you know, for me growing up, I grew up in foster care, you know, abuse and, you know, molestation and stuff like that. So home to me is like shit. So I know your upbringing too. So how does Blueface feel like home to you? And again, like, she still couldn't really answer the question. And then after that, she had said, like, you know, I feel like he feels like home of what I want it to be. But she still wasn't really answering the question of what does home feel like? Because she doesn't know what home feels like. So I thought that was interesting. But another thing that I thought was interesting, going back to the Jaidyn and Blueface interview, you know, in the beginning, Jason compliments their outfits. And then Blue mentions, oh, you know, she's classy. I'm trying to match her vibe. And I was like,
yeah, I noticed that. I heard that.
And then Jason was like, yeah, because you wasn't looking like this at the last interview. Y'all was like,
well, that exactly goes back to what I was saying. You can see how women bring out these two different types of women bring out two different types of Blueface. Like, when I would see him with Krishan, and I've seen the interview with Angela Yee.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like all these.
I've seen that too.
Interviews, and I did not like him. I thought he was a pimp. I was like, and not for nothing, he has pimp tendencies.
Definitely has pimp tendencies.
I just looked at him as like I didn't like him. This interview, however, you can see she brings out a more, I want to say mature, but more put together version of him. He wants to, at least from the outside looking in, it does look like he is trying to be a little bit better,
even though he ain't shit still. Let's keep that in mind.
We're not saying
we're not praising him. We're just simply talking about what we saw versus other stuff that we had saw in the past.
But Jaden does talk about how he's a good father and how he shows up to the holidays and stuff like that. And look, we only take her for her word, and obviously, but like again, you see what type of mother Jaden is,
right?
And yes, has she subjected her son and her daughter to certain things? Yes. But when, you see people who are immature, like Krishan having a baby, this isn't like, again, I'm not trying to say, I'm just saying there are two different persons. You could tell their personality, their mental state based off of their actions and the way they're taking care of the baby, what they do, whatever. So again, you can see different versions of Blueface come out, and I really enjoyed listening to him for the first time. I actually was like, wow, I respect him as a manager. He knows what he's doing.
I feel like I've been said this, and people always would look at me, yo, I swear.
She wants to gatekeep everything, bro.
No, but I really, no, everything. I don't, but I really, really be calling it with everybody, and everybody be looking at me like I'm crazy. But like me, I actually listen. I actually do my research. Like you bitches, y'all don't do y'all research. Y'all don't listen. Y'all just take with a grain of salt. Y'all just see the salt and y'all take it. Even though it's a grain of salt. Y'all take the whole shit. And not for nothing, listen, don't get it twisted. Blueface ain't shit. Let's just put that out on the table. But when it comes to like marketing and managing, the man knows what the fuck he's doing. Yeah. Let's be real. He knows what he's doing.
And he's good at it.
Unfortunately, he's good at it. Of course you would say that. I mean, unfortunately, he's good at it.
You know what he's also really good at? Being a manipulative person.
Of course.
Oh my God.
Of course.
Can we talk about
Very
this?
manipulative.
Wait, I want to talk about this. You know what I found really hard sometimes? And I'm like, this is how you know this man is really good at what he's doing in regards to manipulating or playing the victim. Because that's one thing I picked up on. He never takes accountability for his part in everything he does. Everything is, it's your fault. You did this to me. I cheated and for 2.5 years because you broke up with me, yada, 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 right?
Right.
So with that being in mind, knowing that we're dealing with someone, Blueface is someone who plays the victim and never takes responsibility. When he was, so we've heard Krishan talk about how he was pimping her, how she never got the checks, how, he never gave her own control of her own money, yada, yada, yada. So we only heard one side. Now in the interview, we got to hear his side of the story. And I'm not gonna lie, there were moments in that interview where I was like believing him to the max. But, and then I remembered who I was dealing with, because when he was telling the story, he also never took accountability on his part. And I could see the red flags and the things that he was saying. Right. And the way he was wording it to make it sound like you wasn't pimping her.
Right. And you know what's crazy is you say that, but me, I was listening to shit in the shower. I was like, nigga, shut up. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Like, I literally heard it and I was like, no, cap. Cut the bullshit. Because him even talking about him and Krishan's relationship in the beginning, talking about how, it was business. Bro, you were fucking her. Let's be real. Like, please stop with the business. I'm sure, yes, you saw a money-making thing. There's no doubt about that. That is the truth. However, there were other aspects to it that crossed the line of business and crossed boundaries that you don't want to admit, own up to, or focus on. And that was like my main thing. When I was listening to his bullshit story about business, like, bro, shut up. But then also, what's funny is that I feel like he lied a couple of times to Jason Lee. Like when Jason was asking him, when we got into the whole conversation about him kicking out his mother and his sister out of his house because he felt like they were just unappreciative and they were ungrateful and they were just doing too much and being rude to him when he was putting them on. There was a point where Jason Lee had asked Blueface, now because Krishan was appreciative, was that love for you? And he was like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was just, he was definitely lying. I was like, bro, you're lying. You loved that. You love, with your narcissistic personality, with your manipulative personality, you egotistical. You love the fact that Krishan literally jumped at everything you said and was obsessed with you and was so infatuated with you and in love with you that much to just do anything for you. You love that. That stroked your ego.
And he doesn't, because he's so prideful and acts like a, like, I'm gangsta. I don't feel no emotion. You downplay the fact that, oh yeah, it was just this, it was just that. Meanwhile, it meant enough for you to not cheat, but deal with her for that long.
Even when his manager, Whack 100, wanted to remove Krishan from the situation, he told Whack, no, like, keep her here. So it's like, now, is this really a business relationship at this point? Because now it's turning into something more than that. And you have attached yourself to this idea that you had of her because of her infatuation with you. So you didn't really, okay, we can sit here and say it wasn't really love, but it was some type of, I like that you ride for me because no one else does.
Well, yeah, it was a form of toxic love for sure. Like your idea of your when two people are not meant to be together, but they continue to deal with each other and they form a very toxic and deep relationship for this long. It's not that they love each other. It's that they're both their traumas. They're both like
the trauma bond for sure.
Yeah, trauma bonding. And they don't realize because they're so deep in their trauma. Right. And it's just, it looks like love, but really y'all bring out the worst in each other. Right. And I feel like he'll never admit that.
No. But he knows that.
She can see, she's said it, though there were lives where Krishan was out here crying and talking about we need to stop destroying each other. You can tell that there was a little bit of that self-awareness there, but I don't know. What was your original thought? Like,
Jason had asked him, did you associate that with love? Because she was ready to just jump for you. That's what I was saying. Yes, we went from the manipulation and the lying. I do feel like he was lying in that point because maybe it wasn't love for him, but he did get attached to that.
And I feel like he doesn't like to admit that.
No, he doesn't.
He likes to downplay it now as it was just business. The same way he downplayed that he didn't like that she got all those tattoos, though
he did.
He liked that she got all that tattoos.
Right, and I think that, like, obviously,
pattern of behavior. You see how he deals with emotions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though he's telling Jason Lee, oh, nah, it's just business. We know as people who can see past that, see that if he's not going to do it on a smaller scale to admit, certain things, he's not going to do it on a grander scale where it makes him feel stupid.
Right, exactly. Jaidyn, being the woman that she is, being the one that's smart and aware and knows what's going on, obviously she stayed with him throughout all that shit. And for her, what crossed the line was the tattoos, was all this extra stuff, which is, to me, it would have been crossed the line. I wouldn't even be there. But that's just me. Clearly, she is a different human being. So with that being said, yes, the tattoos, there was speculation that she had gotten the Jonathan's pussy tattoo to piss Jaidyn off. Right. Which is crazy, but it goes back to the track record of her scheduling things on Jaidyn's birthday or the week of her birthday to piss Jaidyn off, which is so funny. But before I even talk about that, I want to talk about one thing that was said when Blueface and Krishan was interviewing with Jason Lee. Blueface had said that he don't believe in marriage. He said that. He said he don't believe in marriage, but it's kind of interesting because here we are. What's today's date? October 24th, 2023, bitch. And we find out the internet is blowing up because Blueface proposed to Jaidyn.
Supposedly.
What do you mean, allegedly? We saw a whole proposal. That nigga went on one knee.
Yeah, but you're also talking to the guy that does everything on social media. That's a troll. Do you really, like, maybe it's true? But I heard on the internet, and it was a good point, what if it's just another way? Because not for nothing, what also came out was that, Fuck Blueface song or whatever that song's called with Krishan and Lil.
Right, Mr. Take Your Bitch with Lil Mabu and Krishan Rock. That song got released October 17th. Yes. Okay. So on October 17th, Lil Mabu, I think, and Krishan Rock released a song called Mr. Take Your Bitch. Right. And this song is, it's all right. I like Krishan's part.
It's a diss track, right? It's a diss track, it's not like a bop, but it's a diss track, and it's good for what it is. It's like
Krishan's part is good.
It's an internet song.
Yeah, it's definitely a publicity stunt song for sure.
So what I feel like is could be a thing also is that Blueface is a super and notorious for being a super petty person, and who's to say that he's not proposing to Jaden, even though he told Krishan that he doesn't believe in marriage.
I know.
That he's not proposing to Jaden just to be a petty bitch.
That's what I believe too. A lot of people are asking, oh, is this real? Or he just doing this to get back at Krishan? And I'm not going to hold you. Like, in my heart, I really do feel like he is doing it to be petty. But then another part of me is like, but he know the type of woman Jaden is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's not going to want to let a woman like that go.
Yeah. I mean, look, it could be true. It could be true.
I don't know.
I don't know. It could be. I'm just saying it could also not be true because you got to remember who we're dealing with. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about him being manipulative.
Right.
What I noticed was when he was telling the story of how Krishan came up, which I was like, okay, that makes sense, right? When you hear her story, she's like, she had no control over funds, yada, yada, yada. Then you hear his side is like, yeah, well, she didn't have no ID. She didn't have no birth certificate. She didn't have her shit together, and knowing where Krishan comes from.
Right.
Okay, that could be true, and that makes sense. And she didn't know about, mortgages, loans, and all this stuff, which she's openly said on her live.
Right.
About the house or whatever. So it's like, that makes sense. He's putting her on. So I guess you do need. And I feel like that is like the perfect storm to be put in that situation because he likes to be validated. He likes to be in control.
He does.
So that is a perfect storm because then you have someone who's not only admiring you, loves you, and decides to get many tattoos of you.
Calls you daddy on top of that.
It really appreciates you because he likes to use that word appreciates
it's
you.
More than appreciation. Right. She's worshiping you at this point,
right? But in his eyes she's appreciating you so much, and now you have control of her funds because they're like, even though it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be your pimp, was an opportunity. It was an opportunity to do that, and then you mix everything because you may have given her everything she wanted and asked for, but you didn't give her the freedom to spend that money because when you were pissed off, Mr. Petty would be petty and not give her funds. Right. And I feel like...
And then we'll throw it in her face like, oh, who made you? Me.
Right. So it's just like, back to the manipulative thing. For a minute, he had me going, and then I was like, oh, wait. And then let me remember who I'm dealing with, because this is a guy that will never admit to his wrong or his parts, even when it's very evident the part he plays in these situations.
What surprised me too when Jaden and Blueface were being interviewed by Jason Lee, one of the things that Jaden had said was that Blueface practically begged her to have a second child, which to me was very interesting. Like, he practically wanted this baby, begged her to have this baby, and that's why she had this baby. And then while she's pregnant, you do fuck shit.
Well, he likes to say she broke up with him, and that's why he took the Krishan thing seriously.
Right, but she left him because it was just too much going on.
Right, he wasn't respecting her.
No, he wasn't respecting her. The Blue Girls Club show was... No, I don't think that was going on at the time. That wasn't going on at the time. But Carlissa, his mother, was living there, and it was just a lot of... She was cleaning up after people, which was insane to me.
And we know Carlissa's already a problematic person.
Exactly.
To begin
and
with.
They already... There's tension. The mother doesn't like her. She doesn't like the mom. And it's like, you're living there with your son, dealing with this man's mother.
And then
you're 4 months pregnant on top of that. And he's just not respecting you. And now it's just like, okay, this is going too far. Because clearly, again, I'm just speaking off of how Jaden was speaking, because I obviously don't tolerate that shit. But from her mindset, it's like, I could deal with a lot, But the whole social media shit, the way that they were moving, like boyfriend and girlfriend, the tattoos, for her, it was like a trigger and it crossed the line because now it's looking like it's more than this business thing that you say. There's more than this social media clout shit that you say. Like now it's just getting too deep. She's obsessive and she's doing the most. And then the sex tape that Krishan and Blueface had that surfaced the internet a couple of years ago, Krishan purposely released that tape on Jaden's birthday.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wild.
Hey guys, so obviously this episode was recorded earlier. And now that the Jason Lee episode with Krishan Rock has dropped, we now know the correct information in regards to Krishan not purposely releasing the sex tape on Jaden's birthday. She initially released it, obviously, to be petty, but she didn't know it was Jaden's birthday. So yeah, just to clarify that for you guys. Enjoy the episode.
So it just seems like she just has this track record of doing things on purpose to get under her skin. And I honestly, I give Jaden props for not responding on social media, not saying anything, because I feel like we see all these other rappers, baby moms, they always saying something. And I honestly appreciate that she doesn't say anything because I feel like it makes it worse when you do, because then more people try to shit on the baby mother. And like, it's just too much drama.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Jason said something very interesting. He said, you know, it's kind of funny when you don't say anything at all, it's like they hate you more.
Yeah.
Because
it's true.
People put the pieces together in their head and
they make their own narrative.
Right.
It's so true.
And it could be the total opposite.
Right.
You know, Jaden's actually pretty cool.
I actually fuck with her.
Yeah, I know. Well, being that, you know, she already has a track record of doing things on purpose for Jaden's birthday. And it's honestly not that far-fetched. You can see how petty, again, they both are as people. So it's not far-fetched, especially when you know that Jaden already has that family with Blueface, the one that you want.
Right.
You know, it's rumored that Krishan had scheduled her baby's hernia surgery sometime in September, something like that.
No. So basically this is what happened. She was supposed to schedule the baby's surgery in September, but I guess she had postponed it because Blue had invited her out to a show, whatever show he was doing, and so he invited her. But the date that it was happening on was the surgery date that she had already scheduled. So because she wanted to go and support Blue, she told him, I'm going to reschedule and postpone it. And Blue was like, no, don't do that. Please just go to the appointment, do what you need to do. She didn't care. She did it anyway. So then after that, on September 24th, Blue then took to Twitter and posted their son's genitals online to basically, I guess, bring and raise awareness for his child's health. And now he got a lot of backlash. Right. In his twisted mind, he wanted to raise awareness for his son's health,
or his not only twisted mind but his manipulative ways.
I
feel like he knows what the fuck he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He knows he didn't have to do that, but he did that, and okay, he got a lot of backlash. And then Krishan cried on live and was upset with him and all this stuff. But another part of it, you can look at it too, like, maybe he just was being petty because he's tired of you not doing what you're supposed to do.
Well, either way, she rescheduled the hernia surgery.
But on Jaden's birthday week.
Yeah, on the week of Jaden's birthday.
Week of Jaden's birthday. And that scheduled appointment was on October 6th in 2023. Yeah. And Jaden's birthday is October 2nd.
Which was that Monday, and that 6th was the Friday.
Right. So I just think it's just very, I don't know, it could be coincidental.
Right.
But because of the track record, it's not far-fetched that she would do something like that.
Right.
I guess because she wanted Blueface to show up.
Right.
For, like, I guess to prove a point. Yeah, he showed up for me and not you. Like, I don't know. I don't know
how catty.
Yeah, like.
It can be.
Yeah.
But, again, this is from, I believe I heard this from Blueface himself. So you got to understand who's telling the story and what side of the story is being told. So
exactly.
Take everything with a grain of salt. I ain't taking no sides. I'm just telling you.
No, absolutely not. Y'all both crazy.
Yeah, y'all all three.
All three.
All three.
It's a crazy love triangle.
And like, even though like Jaden's a little bit more spiritually aware, girl, you still...
You dealing with it.
You crazy.
Exactly. you're allowing it. You're enabling the behavior. 100%. You're contributing to the problem.
100%.
And that's just facts. It is what it is.
You're no more innocent than Krishan.
Exactly. You're still a victim. But then again, are you? No. No one's a victim in this situation. Who's really the victim in these situations? Who?
The kids. The kids.
The kids are you're right. That's the only victim in this situation are the kids.
Yeah.
100%. Because those three are not victims in my eyes. Like, I don't. I'm tired of empathizing. I'm tired of feeling sorry. Because at what point do you stop? At what point do you stand up? But, you know, people have their own priorities. Jaidyn has her priorities. And that's why she's staying, I guess.
Jason does a good job on mentioning the kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know their son's name, but bringing up, and I'm glad he brought this up. It was a really good conversation. I enjoyed it a lot that Jason Lee, a gay man, had brought up the gay conversation with Blueface, because I think a lot of people felt some type of way, but really I know when I saw that, I was like really disappointed and really like damn, like felt bad for the kid, because at the end of the day, Jason Lee is very right about being bullied as a kid for being gay.
Right.
And straight people don't understand that.
Right.
Only gay people or people who are a little bit more masculine or feminine in their younger age experience that. And it sets the tone for a kid's growth and development, because if you are, because you're bullied in school, you're more afraid to talk about it.
Right.
And then if your house is not a safe place to talk about it, you'd start developing issues like coping issues and all these things, and in denial of yourself or whatever the case. It gets deep. So it was nice to hear Jason Lee bring it up, and nice to hear Blueface's side, even though a lot of it was still ignorant.
He hella ignorant.
But I appreciate the conversation, and I appreciate the honesty, because I don't mind sitting down with somebody who has those type of thoughts, and we can have a proper conversation about it, because that's what needs to happen.
Right. 100%.
So it was nice to see, the conversation. Blueface definitely, believes in choices. And I thought that was very telling as a person of who he was, because he says, and this is what bothered me about this portion of the interview, Jason Lee was almost there. He had it, but just didn't narrow it down simple enough for Blueface to get. They were talking about choices, and Blueface believes that being gay is a choice. And then Jason tried to describe, yes, having sex is a choice, but your desires for a person is not by choice. It is something that is just in you. And one thing Bluefaces can't get is the fact that he's like, well, I choose to have sex with women, or you choose to have sex with men. And it's like, yes, the act itself, but what you're missing is the emotional perspective. Right. They touched in it, and he didn't just say the word emotion, which was bothering me, because Blueface lacks a lot of that, because everything he tried to say was like physical, mind over matter. I make choices. Everything in my life is by choice. He never mentions emotion, and even when emotion is involved, he downplays it like it's something else. And that's something he clearly and evidently misses as a person. Like, he lacks that, and that's obviously from the trauma, and then not being able to be vulnerable because of whatever life situation you were put in. And that explains why, again, like, this is very telling about like he likes to say, oh, the gay community felt some type of way because they're insecure. In my opinion, I think
about what though?
About the gay conversation, that the reason why he said that was, the reason why the gay community felt some type of way about him asking his son if he's gay or not. Is because the gay community has insecurities. They're projecting it. But I feel like he's projecting his own. Right. Because he doesn't know how to express that. Again, someone who doesn't even if he has emotion, obviously human beings have emotions, he doesn't express it and he doesn't acknowledge them as emotion.
Right.
So it comes off in all these toxic ways.
Right. Talk about it.
Mic drop, baby. Yeah, no, I picked up on that and it was bothering me. Like, as the interview was going, I'm like, emotion. That's what you're forgetting to say. Because they're talking about craving steak and chicken. I'm like, no, it's
craving steak and chicken, bro.
Yeah.
I think I missed that part.
You did?
I think I missed that part.
So because
I had skipped a couple of seconds after a while. So I may have missed that part.
So he goes, because Jason Lee's trying to describe desire to him,
right,
and so he's trying to say, I can choose to eat chicken or meat,
but why are you comparing humans to chicken and meat, bro?
But my desire to eat meat,
right,
is what I'm talking about, and I'm like, the word is emotion.
I'm glad I
desire.
You would get me tight.
Cravings are emotions. Okay, like this is what you lack, Blueface, is that being in tune with your emotional side.
Right.
And I feel like just solely by, again, like the way he described choices and life, and then I'm like, where is the emotion in that? You know what I'm saying? Like, he just, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, that's something I picked up.
Well, I'm glad that Jason Lee brought up that conversation. He brought up a lot of good points and good questions and good conversations and even hard questions that some people would shy away from asking. And it's like, no, let's talk about it. Let's ask about this, since this is already public information. It's already out on the internet. So we see it. So yeah, we need to hear it from the source. You're here now. We have you here now. So let's get down to tea. So, and that's really what it is.
For sure. And I do admire not only the questions he asked, but the way he's very talented in navigating or steering the person when they lose track.
Yes. And I love how he brings it back.
Very good. And even when they're struggling to understand it themselves, he'll put some stuff out there to kind of be like, is this what it is?
Right.
Is this what it is? And they're like,
I love that.
They're like,
yeah. Like he even did that with Jaden at some point when talking about the stability in the family. And that's when she's like, yeah, I guess that's what it is. And I was like, that's what it is, girl. That's what it is.
It was good. He's a very good interviewer. Got to give him his flowers.
Yeah, you really do. And I feel like a lot of people that sit there and say that they don't like Jason Lee, they don't even know him.
No,
they don't know him.
They just associate with him with Hollywood Unlocked.
Exactly. And then they make up their own narratives based off of probably small clips. So anywho, with that being said, there was another point that was brought up in that interview that was like mind-blowing, shocking, shocked the whole internet, was when Blueface had said that he already been there, done that with Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, yeah.
And, Jason Lee had to be like, wait, you slept with Megan Thee Stallion? And he was just like trying to act stupid after that, after he didn't just confirm it. But that whole thing was crazy because now it made sense why his mother, Carlissa, said what she had said in that video about Megan Thee Stallion one time. So I am going to pull up the video. Have you seen the video?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the video.
Megan and Blue need to make a baby. Yes, I don't know why y'all was trying to act like she too good for my son. The bitch just got in the foot. Come on now. Stop playing with me. My son ain't about to in no foot. He might in that ass, but he ain't gonna in the foot. Don't try to play my baby like Megan too good for my son. The last doing push-ups right now. No offense. No offense. I mean, because my son been in jail.
So, yes, that is a video of her being a 40-something, 50-something-year-old woman acting like she 19. But with that being said, it's true, though.
Yeah, I don't
like,
really
why are you talking like that? You're fucking a grandma.
Yeah.
Like, bitch.
Okay, grandma.
Get back to fucking reality, bitch. And why is that your reality? You're ugly. Anywho. So with that being said, she took to the internet to say that, and it's interesting how when she said that at the time, people were like, Megan would never. Now, I don't know if this is true. But at the time when she said that, people were like, Megan would never. But then now that this Jason Lee interview with Jaden and Blueface came out, where he said, been there, done that. And, they talk about how, I don't even know what they talk about. No, because Blueface is just, he says a lot of nothing a lot of the time. So it's hard to even grasp anything. But allegedly, it was rumored that she had given him a blowjob, and this was right after she got shot by Tory.
No.
So what happened?
This was early in the business. Did you actually like?
No.
Okay.
That's why I said it was rumored.
No.
Okay, so correct me.
I did see a little.
Let me know.
I did see a little bit more, but I didn't see the whole part.
Right.
So I'm going. So he basically was. I think I saw 30 minutes of it, so I might have seen him again. But anyways, there was rumors that Jason Lee had said what he said, and then of course Jason brought it back and was like, "What you had something with Megan," and then Blueface said that before she was like, young in they were both young in the industry or whatever. I don't know when or where. I don't really think he gets into that, and
yeah,
you could tell Jaden wasn't trying to hear that either.
Yeah, she wasn't trying to hear that.
But yeah, basically when she was young in the industry, Megan at some point had given him head, but it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just like one of those, things, and that, hookups. It wasn't nothing serious. It wasn't anything like that.
Right.
And there wasn't much from it.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting that when Carlosa did come out with that video, everybody was like, Megan would never.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I thought back to the video, like, wait, so did she know?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I mean, she's nosy as hell, so I wouldn't be surprised.
She is. She know everything. She know about every woman he sleep with.
Yeah, she's toxic. So
she's very toxic.
I wouldn't be surprised if she knew. But yeah, I mean, it goes to show you, man. It don't matter what superstar you are.
It's true.
Shit.
Say it.
Anybody could get it. Apparently, his dick game is not good, so I don't know.
I guess. I mean, he's not a bad-looking guy. He's good-looking. He's cute.
Yeah, I know.
Why you say it like that?
Mad high pitched.
Why you say it like that?
Because, like, he's cute.
You hate that he's cute?
He is just so ugly. It's
personality is so ugly. But look-wise, he's cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
You were so bad.
Yeah, I don't like telling these guys who love to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Not like he gonna hear me or whatever, but it's like, yeah, you cute or whatever.
So yeah, we've established that Blueface is a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
And he's just an ugly, ugly person who lacks any type of emotional availability, love, any of that shit. Doesn't know what love is. One thing I want to say is that, so it seemed like Chrisean and Jaidyn Alexis has fought so many times that I just want to know, like, how come we never seen any of those fights? Like, it was edited out of Blue Girls Club. They, and that's one thing that Blueface discussed too on his interview with Jason Lee with Jaden, that they edited it out. And I'm just like, so where's that footage? Like, we don't see any of that footage. They had fought like a couple of times. Then Jaden and her friends jumped her.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was like a big thing. Like, they jumped her while Blue Girls Club was going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
you could say something like
right. But, and said that Jaden had punched her. They fought. And I'm just like, why haven't we seen any of these clips? And they according to Blueface, he claims that's how she lost her tooth. However, Chrisean says that she fell on something and, she hit her tooth on something. So I don't know. There's two different sides to that story. All I know is that she did lose her tooth when that altercation with Jaden and her friend jumping her.
Wow.
So whatever happened during that altercation, whether she got hit or fell or not, she lost her tooth during that altercation. Wow. I'm just like, everything is just going back to Blueface all over again. But y'all really riding for this dude like super hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to know where the footage is.
Yeah.
Because I want to see something. Because y'all fought a couple of times.
Yeah. Maybe Zeus is gonna.
And that was another thing.
Give them an offer.
No, they talked about that on the show too. And Jason was saying how you guys would do numbers if Jaden was on Crazy in Love.
He's
messy.
Selling. That's what he's good at. He's a manager. Of course he's gonna say that.
Yeah.
And I agree.
I mean, I agree too, 100%.
It's definitely gonna sell.
Listen, everybody wants to see a conversation with Jaidyn Alexis and Krishan Rock. Like, everyone would pay top dollar to see that.
Will there ever be a real conversation? Because let's be honest, Krishan, especially when she's emotional, cannot really communicate what she's feeling.
There's not gonna be a conversation, it'll be a fight.
Right. That's what y'all want.
I just put them in the ring. Like, I don't understand what's the problem. But my thing is, I'm surprised Zeus even asked Jaidyn to be on Baddies. They trying to set her up. They asked her if she could be on Baddies. Blueface was like, nah, it's not the right time. You know, Krishan, her sister being on there, but I could see her being on there at some point. They
wanted her on the same season?
Yes, on Baddies East, bitch. That would have been insane.
Nah,
that's what I'm saying. They try to set her up.
Trying to, like, really jeopardize her life.
Yeah, they really tried to set her up.
That's crazy.
With Krishan's little minions.
Yeah, why would she do? No.
And her sister? Yeah, so Blueface was like, nah. Like, she got her and her sister. Nah. and that even comes into the conversation of Blueface being her manager as well as her man. And, you know, Jason had to ask Jaidyn, like, what is it? Is it one or the other? Is it both? And she said it's both. And I mean, I'm not mad at it. However, his name is under the publishing rights, which I think is like,
red flag.
Right. Because why are you taking... And then Jaidyn said she don't got a problem with it because at the end of the day, it's still her money. That's still like her man. They have kids together. So she's still going to see that money regardless. However, you got to want to have your own stuff at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with someone who is like Blueface.
And petty. And will take stuff away out of spite.
This is exactly what happened with Krishan.
Exactly.
The only reason why you don't have a problem with it now is because you guys are in good terms.
Right.
What happens when you're not?
Right.
You know, what happens when he thinks you're cheating on him?
Right.
What happens when he's doing other shit and then you want to be petty? Then what? You know, you have no really, okay, you gonna get money for him because of your children, but you got to go through the system to do that. And even then, it's like, there's a lot of money up front to cost for lawyer fees and court dates and a battle to fight before you even see that money, even, you know, especially because he has money, he's going to give you a hard time. So.
Right. Exactly.
Let's keep it a bug. You see it.
Right. And today they signed a deal with Colombia Records, October 24th. That's today's date. They signed the deal with Colombia Records. And I'm just like, wow, like this is... Stop yawning, bitch.
Sorry.
The fuck? You look ugly.
Cut that out.
So yeah, at some point, if I were her, I would want to have my own money, but I guess that's not something that she's thinking about right now because at the end of the day, that's her man. They have kids together, so she feels like she's gonna see it. Like you said, though, unless he's being petty, unless he's being childish, which I think is kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't really know, but how do you feel about them signing a deal with Columbia Records? Like, because he didn't do that with Krishan.
Yeah, but I feel like it matters. Again, I don't...
Like talent?
Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm not, again, trying to compare the two. I just feel like...
But also she's very, like, erratic. And Krishan is very erratic. And, like, would a label or, want to work with someone like that or associate? Because you're great on the internet. You're great as, like, TV personality, internet personality, influencer type shit. But in terms of, like, working with a record label and stuff like that, do they want to be associated with that? Do they,
Right.
Are you level-headed?
Especially more traditional record labels. I feel agree. Like, someone like, Sony and all the bigger companies.
Exactly.
I don't necessarily think that they would want to do business. Yeah. But also, like, in the last 3 years, right, we've heard It's a Vibe from Krishan, right? Like, it's been a while and there hasn't really been. And then, Walking This Bitch Lid, whatever. And then there's a few others, but I wouldn't say...
But it's mostly the vibe.
Right. And it's like, we've heard the same song, even like, this is the third season or second season of Baddies where you're seeing the same song being played. Yeah. And granted, she has fans and it's a song when you see your someone you're a fan of perform it, it's a good time. But
right.
I think Colombia signing them shows more of the fact that Jaidyn has potential of being a bop on the radio.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
It's not very like kiddish. It's very like, you know, it's the sound of today.
Yeah, I agree. And that reminds me our little conversation that we had before when I was telling you, we need to talk about this.
Talk about
when
it.
I was telling you that Jaidyn definitely makes some bops. And even though she's definitely not on the same level as this person.
No, we're going to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
No,
stop. Let me finish this story. And then you can say all your shit that you want to say.
Sorry.
But like I was saying, even though Jaidyn may not be at the level of status as this artist that I'm about to mention, their flow is kind of similar in terms of sound. In terms of sound and style. And that is Ice Spice. Because Ice Spice is better, hands down. Ice Spice, in my opinion, is a better artist. However, in terms of like, you know, the sound, the voice, the low speaking over the music and, you know, stuff like that, the beat, they have that similar sound and it's a bop. And you're over here you were saying, no, it's not a bop. But now you're here saying.
I'm not saying it's a bop either. Like right now, I'm not taking back my word.
But you're saying she got talent.
She does. But you really compared her to Ice Spice. Come on. Like when we were having this conversation, I really couldn't believe it. Like I'm not taking away the fact that Jaidyn has talent and I could see her with more years and doing it more
and more practice.
I can see
her growing and glowing for
100%. However, you compared her to Ice Spice and you were like, I just feel like I can see why you say that when you squint your eyes and you twist your head a little. Maybe I could see a little bit of Ice Spice, but I just don't see that. I don't think that they can even be on like, I don't know, that same type of category. I never
said that they can be, like I said, I feel like you're not listening.
I am.
So
I can see what you're seeing when you squint your eyes.
But I don't think they can ever be on the same level. I think that's what Blueface is trying to do, though. I think that's one of his goals. However, I feel like in terms of the mellow voice, in terms of the lyricism, because there's not much lyricism.
Nah. Ice Spice got better lyricism.
I agree.
You just said that she don't. Now she do. Now she do. Now you agree.
Let me finish. Obviously, Ice Spice has something that her bars be hitting sometimes. Yes, but sometimes, let's be real, sometimes the lyrics are not like, you know, she's not a lyricist. And she says this. She's not a lyricist. And it's the same thing with Jaidyn.
But she's
clever. Not a lyricist, but that shit, when it dropped, it hit and it's catchy. And I feel like that's where I can see similarities in terms of it being catchy, in terms of the voice being mellow, in terms
it's because they both light skin. You want to compare them.
Whoa. Okay, you're dragging it.
I want to know what the people say.
That is not true.
I'm kidding.
That's
obviously.
crazy.
I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. But no. I want to know.
You said they both light skin. You stupid.
I want to know what people have to say about this in particular because I seriously disagree. Can I see, like I said, if you squint your eyes and you twist your head, can I see why you say that? Sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm not. No, they're not. I feel like
they're not the same. I'm not saying they're the same, but the way you're saying it is if I'm saying
you
they're
really
the same.
Compared them to, and I just feel like just because they have a similar sound doesn't mean that Jaidyn is even comparable. And that's not to say anything about Jaidyn. It's just saying I like musically, it's just different levels.
But they have a similar sound. That's how I compared them. I'm only talking about the sound. I'm not talking about anything else. So what are we really talking about right now?
You compared like more than the sound. Page. You compared the lyrics. You complained though,
but that's a part of the sound.
I'm complaining right now. I'm complaining. I think this is wild.
Well, regardless, I can see Jaidyn definitely going further with her music for sure. I like her sound. I like her sound. Once she gets practice, learns, because it's there. Mm-hmm. She just needs to hone it and grow it, and
No, it's good though. Yeah. It is good. There are people. It's funny because there are people on my Instagram who literally posted, "I feel guilty for this one," and it's Jaidyn. Jaidyn's song Barbie.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually kind of funny. It is a bop. Look, I can see why it is, it has like 2+ million views on YouTube. I can see why it's a hit.
Yeah.
The sound is dope.
It is.
It's different. Even the flow is a little different.
Even Blueface's little ad-libs in the background. It's kind of fire.
Yeah. They make good music together. But, and I feel like Chrisean could, she has clearly talent in the family because look at her sister Tasiki.
Tasiki has talent.
She just needs to really focus on that, and she's a mom right now, so that's I would hope that that's a priority. But
right,
we heard her spit in the diss track, and she's
she's very musically inclined.
She can spit some bars.
She can.
So it's not dogging on nobody's talent. I just feel like they're just two different genres and audience of people,
right?
To be honest,
for sure.
Because look, you can literally have music internet songs and it go there's plenty of songs that have been Gangnam Style. You got I would say internet songs and that's not degrading or anything. That's just saying that it fits for the environment. It's a good song on the internet. It's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? But is it something you listen to at the club? And I feel like that's the difference. It's Barbie, you can hear them.
You can hear that at the
bopping
club.
at the club.
Right.
You can
hear that at the club. I'm sorry, I've never been to a club and heard It's a Vibe.
You're not going to. Like I said, it's an internet song.
But you heard Gangnam Style in the club. When they try to be funny. No, when they try to be funny, they was playing Gangnam Style. Especially when it was trending back then. Oh, fuck, Gangnam Style. Right, that was back in the day.
Threw it back. Take it back.
They played that in the club, bitch, just to be stupid.
Yeah, but it wasn't serious.
You know what else they played in the club?
And no one liked to hear it when you played it.
You know what else they play in the club? Why the fuck you lying? Why you don't know that? Oh, yeah. You're a loser for not knowing that.
I know that song.
Oh, okay. Because I must be
I just didn't.
You about to get roasted right now. That's a meme song.
I know
that internet shit.
You heard that what club you be at, bro? I sound they played that at the club. I don't know, yo. Where'd you go to clubs in Cortland or something?
Okay, no. Like I said, when DJs want to be funny, they play that stupid shit that's going viral at the time. That's why I'm I heard that at
what club?
I don't remember what club, bitch.
Shit.
I don't fucking remember. It was not upstate.
In the
That's
boonies.
one thing I don't know. It was here. It was in New York City. It was not upstate, bitch.
That's funny.
But it was definitely a hip hop club. It was not no fucking upstate.
Gosh.
But they only played for 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a whole thing. It was just they
would hope so.
They was being stupid. They was being funny. Point is, yes, I never heard Vibe in a club, so I don't know. I'm excited to see where Jaden's journey takes her.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool, especially with Colombia Records. I know the music is gonna amp up.
Right. Sure.
At least I'm expecting it to.
Right.
With all the access and all the money that they have.
You think that's why he married her?
If it's real.
If it's real, you think that's why he proposed?
I mean, again, with the way his mind works, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
I
feel like he's not going to do something without benefit. He always thinks about himself and how he could benefit.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He does a lot of things
for his benefit.
And he's smart. He plays stupid, but he's actually very smart.
He plays mad stupid.
But he's actually very smart. I gotta give it to him.
You're a bitch.
You made me admit that he was cute. So now you gotta admit how you gotta give him his toxic flowers as well. Get out of here.
Not his toxic flowers.
Because he's good at it. He's literally, and he's smart. He saw talent in Jaden, and look, the numbers don't lie. Just like Chrisean said, the numbers don't lie, right? She said that about the diss track that came out.
Does Blueface ever think about love ever?
His version, yes. His version is to
be loyal to him only.
To be with someone who is not like his mother, because his mother has completely destroyed the image of what a woman is
for him.
For him, yes.
Right.
And he said it. That's why he called her a whore. That's why he made fun of her ring and the men she's been with. You can tell, Not to say that he's not responsible to relearn and unlearn a lot of the traumas and things that he learned as a kid, because he, at this grown age, is responsible to unlearn that stuff. However, you can see that his mother has a huge impact in the way he views women and the way he views love and the way he views loyalty. Right. You know, so in his version, yes, his version of love, yes, I think he can. I just feel like he needs to learn how to channel his true inner emotions. I feel like that's something. I feel like when that Blueface, if that Blueface ever comes, when or if that Blueface ever comes, you see a different side. And I feel like, not for nothing, like I said before, seeing him act the way he does around Jaden, as opposed to Krishan, is telling.
You know what? This is going to be a very unpopular opinion for the Krishan Rock fans, okay? And I'm not picking sides here. I'm not picking sides at all. But one thing that I really do feel like I have observed, Blueface ain't never leaving Jaden.
No, yeah.
Keep it a buck. He's never leaving her. And I feel like I see so much shit online of people always trying to compare Jaden, Rock, and try to say, oh, he don't want you. He's going to go right back to Rock. He's doing this for Rock's attention. Yeah, he's petty. But at the end of the day, I don't think that man is leaving her.
He wants the cake and wants to eat it.
Exactly.
So exactly. It's like he'll leave temporarily. Every now and then.
Always go back, which is what Jaden even said in the interview. Like, he comes back, which is kind of, and she takes it back. So I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to reiterate that I don't like when they compare, you know.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't like that. I just feel like it's such an ugly thing to participate in, because like that fan that came up to him and said, oh, Krishan is better, or something like that. Like, that weird shit at the club.
Why did you feel the need to do any of that?
And also, it's like, who cares? Like, it's not your business, right?
Like, talking about Krishan is better than Jaden.
Like no one's better than one another. Like, you know, everybody has their things.
But my thing is, like, why are you acting like you gonna get a bonus extra credit reward for fucking telling Blueface that? Like, what was you gonna get out of that bitch? Like, what was the point of doing that?
Clearly clout chasing, but. Well, maybe not, because she didn't post that. He posted that.
Right. I think that she was just a diehard fan that just wanted to be a diehard fan. I don't think it was a clout chasing thing. I just think she's a fan or a stan, maybe.
I feel like that comparing Krishan and Jaden is equal as people comparing Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. I feel like it really is that, because there's two women, obviously on very different levels. Right?
Yeah, very different
levels. You got Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
Because there's not a man involved.
You got Nicki Minaj and Cardi B up here. No, but there's jealousy. There's jealousy. It don't got to be a man to be jealous of someone's career or someone's position in the career. It don't got to be a man. It's just straight up the jealousy, the envy, this is me, the territorial act of things.
Right.
You have Nicki and Cardi up here. Then you got Jaden and Krishan down here. And a lot of people were criticizing Jaden for making music to begin with. They're like, oh, Krishan did it first. Da, 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 da. You know, you saw a lot of that. And I was like,
who cares?
Why do you have to compare? Why is Jaden not allowed to make music now because Krishan did it first? Like, it's kind of silly.
And it's very childish.
That's what I'm saying. It's just weird to compare the two, especially when there's no need to.
No one does that with men. I don't know why people do that with women if you're not going to do that with men.
I don't know.
So, I mean, with all of that being said, like, overall, like, how did you feel about the whole interview? Like, how do you feel about that?
I loved it. I think it was good. I'm definitely going to finish the interview for sure. But I feel like it just allowed me to see a new perspective that I feel like the internet and the blogs and the T pages try to like make their story to fill in those gaps, but then hearing it from them, it's nice to know their side of things, because at the end of the day, we're not them. We're not thinking like them. We haven't lived their lives.
Right.
We don't know where they come from and their experiences. So it's nice to see just a different side, and to hear Jaden's side. It was, you know, very enlightening.
Yeah, for sure. Because we don't hear Jaden speak about anything, so it was kind of nice to actually hear her speak about things and to see stuff from her perspective. And that's why I get kind of annoyed when the internet goes on and like talks so much shit about her, because it's like, first of all,
You don't know her.
Right. But also, Jaden was there first, and Jaden, he was doing all this fuck shit to her. All this fuck shit to her, even while pregnant. Mm-hmm. No one talks about that. People just know that they're a fan of Krishan, and they're just gonna talk shit. Mm-hmm. But it's like, how would you feel if you was in that situation 4 months pregnant and just dealing with all that shit?
Yeah.
And then the internet is just like blowing your ass up when they don't know shit, and you're the one dealing with it. The internet's now dealing with it. Jaidyn Alexis is dealing with it, not y'all. So y'all are some fucking weirdos and some dick eaters. Like I said, like y'all are sheep. So, I mean, I'm glad she got the chance to clear the air for herself on the Jason Lee show. And we got to see a little bit about her. I mean, obviously her and Krishan both still look dumb sometimes, but you know, it is what it is. What, do I have anything on my shirt? Oh, because you're just looking down. I'm like, what are you looking at?
No.
I'm like, is there something on me? Like,
no.
Looking at my nipple. Overall, that's really, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
Did your mind change about Blueface at all at any point?
I always felt like that about Blueface, though.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, I've always knew that he was smart. He knew what he was doing. I always knew that, you know, everything is like business for him. And also, yes, he's manipulative, he's narcissistic, and he's egotistical, and he's a piece of shit. I know this. This is why I was able to pick up on a lot of things that he was saying. I'm like, that's cap. 2, you're lying. 3, that doesn't make sense because then you cross boundaries. But of course, you know, he doesn't like to take accountability. But I knew all of this stuff already. Okay. But it's like I'm able to know that, but also able to admit when certain things that he does, I'm like, okay, well, that was smart. Or something else that he says to Rock or someone else, I'm like, yeah, he's kind of right, Rock. Like, you doing too much. But everybody would look at me like, you a Blueface fan, you a Krishan hater. And it's not even that. Like, I'm able to actually recognize logic sometimes. I feel like I'm 50-50 with that because I'm not always logical, but I'm not irrational. I'm not irrational and I'm not erratic either. So it's just, you know, that's how I feel. I feel like, yeah, it was crazy mind blowing for me to see the difference in energy and clothing with the 2 different interviews with, you know, him and Rock with Jason Lee, sitting down with Jason Lee as opposed to him and Jaden sitting down with Jason Lee. That was like the biggest indicator. Him with Krishan talking about how he don't believe in marriage, and then him with Jaden talking about she more classy. I gotta fit her vibe. It's like, okay. I mean, yeah, he ain't shit, but it seemed like he know where he want to be at. At the end of the day, he's gonna be a fuckboy and do him, but he knows where the fuck he want to be at. Mm-hmm. That's what it's giving. Not condoning the bullshit. Again, this man ain't shit. Okay, and I know, but it's looking like he know he ain't shit, but he also know where he wants to be at the end of the day, at the end of it all. Like, he knows who he's going to pick and go back to. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I really do wish Jaden would just leave his ass, though, so he could feel it. Because she just be, you know, she'd be enabling it.
No, I feel like even if Jaden left him, he's the type to not even sit with, again, he lacks that from all the trauma that he's been through.
Just because he lacks it, that don't mean he won't feel it.
Yeah, but he won't give himself time to feel it. He'll just do what he did with the beginning, which was start a relationship, be petty. Krishan, yeah, right. Exactly. And if it's not with Krishan, it'd be someone else. Like he said, it could have been anybody.
But guess what? Then he'll just constantly go through the same pattern
and then come
bullshit.
Back to Jaden.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying.
But at least he'll feel it for a bit, even though he's just gonna distract himself with bitches and going out and liquor. But when he alone, he gonna feel that shit. No. And as much as he doesn't want to admit that, and as much as he's not aligned with that, he may not understand what it is, but I feel like he will feel it. He's not an idiot.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like he'll feel it in his own way.
I mean, think about it like this, though.
Whether it's selfish or not.
When you have access to money and the connections you do you ever really sit down and feel it? Like, sure, you may feel it in moments, but enough to change you as a person when you can buy bitches? You feel me? I don't know. And this is the same thing that goes back to that Drake conversation. Do you really have that? Because at that point, you can buy so many distractions. You don't sit alone long enough to feel that.
Just know I'm looking at you different. Just know I'm looking at
Why?
you. Because that would be you, right? That would be you.
What?
If you have money, if you have money, that's what you do. That's what you do.
Yo, Yo, you see how women are?
That's what
you see how women
you
are?
Bitch, you still got a pussy. Get out of here.
Nah, you see how women are?
So yeah, that's all I had to take away from it. And that's it. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. So where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange.
And where can they find us on Instagram?
You can find us at the Petty headquarters. Find us there for the tea.
Yes, and if you guys want to participate in the Petty Hotline, because that is a thing that we are doing, feel free to send your voiceovers to the Instagram at the Petty headquarters of a crazy experience you had. And if you want us to react to it or give advice or talk about it, or even, whatever. You'll be anonymous. There's full anonymity. Your voice will be distorted, all that jazz. Your name will not, whatever.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you and incorporate that into our little shit. So yeah, with that being said, you can find me on Instagram at randommania1. If you are on TikTok, you can find me on TikTok and you like my sim shit. You can find me on Petty Sim Productions, and you can find the podcast on YouTube as well at Petty Sim Productions. And if you want to listen in on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google, all that good shit. We're on there as well at the Petty headquarters, and we release episodes every Tuesday at 4 p.m. So tune in, leave a review on Apple, Spotify, rate,
like, comment, subscribe, because
share.
Most of our listeners are not subscribed.
Yeah, it's very funny. A lot of the people who's watching are not subscribed.
So go ahead and subscribe, por favor.
Yes, subscribe. So with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess. Blah, blah, blah.